Hello, judges. Let me introduce you to our team. I'm Mathieu, a software engineering student at McGill, and my teammate Stan, a software engineering student at Waterloo. If you've worked in software development before, you've probably had to use systems like Jira or similar tools that help manage projects. We felt like the process of creating projects and tasks was often long and tedious. So, when it came to create something using Backboard, we decided to build ScrumSensei, a project management tool that can help you create projects and tasks more efficiently. Our project works as an extension. We chose to focus on Open Project to do our demo because it is a free open source system, but we could support other websites like Jira in the future. So, let's look at what we've built. As you can see, our project's icon can be found at the bottom right of the screen, and when clicked on, a chat window opens. Then, if we ask questions like, "What can you do?" the bot will answer like a normal AI assistant would. As shown, the bot is explaining that it can create and update projects or tasks, and can also search through GitHub repositories to gain more context on a specific project. Now, let's test our assistant by asking it to create a new project for a social media app. To make sure the assistant processes the request, we use the custom tool feature provided by Backboard. We define separate tools to create or update a project or tasks, all of which are called when the assistant deems it necessary. Within those tools, we retrieve or generate arguments needed by the Open Project API to create a project or task. We can see now that the assistant has completed our request. Now, if we go into the Projects tab, we can see that a new project called Social Cues has been created. Now, when selected, we can find a description that has been generated by our assistant. And if we go into the Gantt chart tab, we can also see that tasks have been created with a time estimate and also have been prioritized. Now, let's go back to the project overview. Let's say we want to change the description. We can ask our assistant to do so. Notice that we don't have to specify which project we are using. Using the memory feature provided by Backboard, our assistant remembers that it has just created a project and uses that project as argument to update the description. As shown by the output, the description for Social Cues project was updated to explain it in more detail. We can also ask the assistant to create more tasks on specific aspects of the development process. For instance, in this case, we are asking it to better document what should be done to implement the authentication system on our app. Notice that we still don't have to specify which project we are working on. The assistant will still remember. Now, as we can see, 10 new tasks have been generated by the assistant for the authentication process. We can also go into the Gantt chart tab to see that these tasks have been estimated and prioritized amongst the other previously created tasks. For our last demonstration, let's go back to the Project tab. We have prepared a prompt that asks our assistant to help us plan for improvements that could be made to the project you are looking at, ScrumSensei. As you can see in the prompt, we provide the repository location of our codebase. Using this, our assistant will fetch the project from GitHub and search through the files for improvements that could be made. We can see that a new project has been created, and if we go into the Gantt chart tab, we can indeed see that the assistant has generated tasks based on what can be found in the project repository.
To conclude, our browser-embedded AI assistant bridges the gap between ideas and execution. By turning natural language directly into structured tasks and projects in Open Project, it removes friction, saves time, and helps teams stay focused on what really matters, getting work done. This project shows how AI can seamlessly integrate into existing workflows to make project management faster, smarter, and more intuitive. Thank you.